Good afternoon and welcome to The Rundown. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, the 18th of January. A Giuliani associate told an ex-CIA officer that Trump's pardons could cost him a whopping $2 million. John Kiriakou, who was jailed back in 2012 for being an identified leaker, says that his pursuit of a pardon came up in a meeting with Giuliani just last year. And an Army veteran charged with an attempted murder for shooting a 15-year-old black girl at a Trump rally. And an autistic teen dies after cops sit on him for nearly 9 minutes, family claims in a lawsuit. And allies behind the rally that ignited the Capitol riots. And in other political news, Ted Cruz could face expulsion or prosecution as videos show rioters inspired by him. And people turning in loved ones for the Capitol attack. The majority of more than 140,000 tips sent to the FBI about the attack have come from friends and family of those involved. And the Florida data scientist who claimed that she was fired from the health department for refusing to alter the COVID-19 data says that she'll turn herself into the police after a warrant was issued for her arrest. Let's get to the news. An associate of Rudy Giuliani told a former CIA officer a presidential pardon was going to cost him $2 million. The New York Times reported on Sunday in a latest bombshell to break across the last chaotic days of President Donald Trump's presidency. The report details a widespread cases of lucrative lobbying involving people seeking a pardon as Trump's last days in office wind down. The 45th president, who has been impeached twice, will leave power on Wednesday with the inauguration of Joe Biden. The former CIA officer, John Kiriakou, who was jailed back in 2012 for leaking the identity of operatives involved in torture, told the Times that he laughed at the remark from the former New York mayor, who was Trump's personal attorney, is reportedly seeking a pardon himself. $2 million? Are you out of your mind? He said reportedly. Even if I had $2 million, I wouldn't spend it to recover a $700,000 pension. As we are discovering, there are many Army and veteran law enforcement officers who participated in the insurrection attack on the U.S. Capitol. Confirmed that there are people in forces who also identify as violent Trump supporters, as does the recent case of this Army veteran being accused of shooting a black teen during a Trump rally. Michael McKinley, a 25-year-old white man, who most recently served in the Iowa National Guard back in 2017, is now charged with attempted murder for shooting and wounding a 15-year-old girl at a Trump rally in Des Moines, Iowa last month. According to the Associated Press, McKinley, who was wearing body armor and toting a pistol, had additionally loaded magazines on his person and another gun plastered with Trump's sticker in his car when he shot the teen during an argument that she and her friends were having with rally attendees. McKinley maintained that he shot the victim in self-defense, while the mother of one of the teens told the Associated Press that they had been surrounded by Trump supporters who were shouting racial slurs and threats when the veteran opened fire. An autistic teen dies after being restrained by the sheriff deputies following a violent episode between the teen and his dad. And now his parents are suing the department, claiming that the suffocation of their teen led to his death. Dana Lou and Darren Parsa will file the lawsuit against the Jefferson Parish, the sheriffs of Louisiana, over the incident last January that left 16-year-old Eric dead, which the parents alleged happened because the deputies on the scene sat on him for 9 minutes. The lawsuit claims that back in January 19th of 2020, Eric and his family were leaving the laser tag facility at a shopping center when for some reason he started attacking his dad in what his parents described as a meltdown related to his condition. Cops were called when Darren tried to restrain Eric, and eventually, with the few deputies arrived, they handcuffed him, and while they shackled his hands and feet, they also held him face down in a position in the parking lot pavement and continued to squirm and struggle. His parents alleged that the deputies placed their body weight on the kid face down position for nearly 10 minutes. Another deputy allegedly put him in a chokehold and never once moved from his side, and he could barely breathe. The lawsuit claims that it was only when Eric's body went limp that urged the officers to release him, but it was too late. Eric was taken to the hospital where he went into cardiac arrest and died. President Donald Trump's failed presidential campaign played key roles in orchestrating the Washington rally, which spawned a deadly assault on the U.S. Capitol. According to the Associated Press, review of records undercut the claim that the event was a brainchild of President's grassroots supporters. The pro-Trump nonprofit group called Women for America first hosted the Save America rally on January 6 at the Eclipse, an oval-shaped, federally owned patch of land near the White House. But the attachment of the National Park Service public gathering permit granted to the group lists more than a dozen people in staff positions for the event just weeks earlier. It has been discovered that at least 3 Trump campaign aides named in the permit rushed to erase their connection to the demonstration. They deactivated and locked down their social media profiles and removed tweets that referred to the rally. 3 blocked a reporter who asked questions as well. A new video has surfaced about the Capitol insurrection, showing that rioters saying that they were doing what Senator Ted Cruz wanted them to do. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has suggested that members of Congress who aided and abetted the Capitol insurrection should be criminally charged. The Justice Department says that during a press conference that they will criminally charge Congress members if they were found to be involved. The comments of the rioters are damning because they reveal that Cruz directly inspired them by challenging the election and repeating the Trump lies about the fraud and election being stolen. Senator Ted Cruz's political career should be over, just like Trump's. He should be banned from holding federal office. Using a bogus election challenge as a launching pad for his 2024 campaign should be crushed to dust. People who tried to overthrow the government, mentioning Ted Cruz by name, Senator Ted Cruz should be held accountable because his words and actions, along with Donald Trump's help to incite an attack on democracy. When Alison Lopez discovered her uncle's sister had been a part of the mob that breached the Capitol doors on January 6, she immediately reported her to the FBI. I had no second thought, she said. Lopez found out about her in-laws' participation when the woman in question called her aunt from inside the Capitol to brag about taking back the election. Lopez, who is 42, said that she has known the relative her whole life, but had no qualms about reporting her. If I saw my grandmother making a bomb in her basement or my aunt breaking into a home, I would have immediately done the same thing. In the week after the attacks on the Capitol, there have been a consecrated effort to unmask rioters online, with self-styled detectives investigating who, in the videos and photos posted from the attacks, outing family members either online or to authorities, have marked a new frontier of the rift of Trumpism has created in the U.S. Lopez says that she was horrified but not surprised to see a loved one participating in a riot. Over the last 4 years, she has watched helplessly as members of her family became increasingly entrenched in the world of hateful right-wing conspiracy theories. More than 140,000 people have sent tips to the FBI reporting participants in the riots on the Capitol on January 6, resulting in at least 200 arrests at this moment. The vast majority of those, according to the Department of Justice, came from friends and family or other acquaintances of those involved in the attack. Hey, this is Captivating Christian here to remind you to tune in to Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. In a lengthy tweet thread on Saturday, Rebecca Jones, the data scientist who said that she was fired in May by the Florida Department of Health for refusing to alter the COVID-19 data, said that she was turning herself in to authorities on Sunday after they last week issued a warrant for her arrest. The arrest warrant came about a month after authorities had raided Jones's Florida home. It is not clear with what crime the Florida official plans to be charged with. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement did not immediately return the paper's request for comment on Sunday. The spokesperson, however, told Florida Today that the agency would be able to share more information about Jones's case once she is arrested. Jones, on Saturday, said that the Florida Department of Law Enforcement had been unable to connect her to the message sent using the state's emergency messaging service that called on state workers to sound the alarm on Governor Ron DeSantis' response to the pandemic. The message was the basis of the December warrant, which was executed on December 7th. Last month, Florida law enforcement officers seized computers, phones, and external hard drive devices during their raid on her home. Following the raid, Jones sued the state for civil rights violations and relocated from Florida to Washington, D.C., according to the Florida Today report. Last week, a judge in Tallahassee had declined to rule over whether state official needed to return Jones' property seizing during the raid until officials decided whether they planned to charge her in connection with what they had obtained during the warrant on her property. In May, Jones, who worked on the state's COVID-19 dashboard, was fired by the Florida Department of Health officials who said that Jones had been fired for repeating courses of insubordination and her blatant disrespect for the professionals who were working around the clock to provide the important information for the COVID-19 website. However, Jones says that she was fired was a result of refusing to alter the COVID-19 data. At the time, Jones said that her managers at the Florida Department of Health told her to delete data that showed Florida residents had tested positive for COVID-19 as early as January. She also said that she declined to alter data that would have made it appear that certain counties had met the criteria to scale back the restrictions when they hadn't actually yet met the criteria at all. Following her firing, however, Jones uploaded and released data through her own online dashboard, but in December, the Florida authorities had obtained a search warrant and raided her home. Jones speculated that Saturday she believed a condition of her release from jail back in May was due to limiting her access to technology, limiting her ability to share information. And be sure to join Jay Wilson, Rebel Sun, The Official Kingpin, Conscious TV, and Captivating Christian this and every Thursday at 6:45 Central Standard Time, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time for the Gentleman's Panel. Once again, thank you for watching CCN Midday News. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification button so you will never miss another news update. Have a great day. Peace.